Okay, today I wanted to go over some characters that look really similar. So some context on this post is when I started reading more Chinese, then I started running into characters that looked really similar and I kept getting them wrong. So to better tell them apart, I decided to write them down because I was encountering them so many times. So I wanted to share the first three characters I learned, since other people may also be getting confused by them. So our three words are gai, which means to change or to correct, shou, to receive, and gan, to dare. So if you look at the three words here, the right side of each character is the same. So we only need to identify the left side of each character to identify which word it is. So I would start by saying gan, which means to dare, is probably the easiest to identify since there's a lot more strokes on the left side. So I'm going to go into paint here and just write it out. So the left side has a lot of strokes here. So I'm hoping that makes it easier to identify gan, to dare. So then if you know gan, then that only leaves the other two words. We have gai and shou, and I hope just by having the experience and encountering them many times and looking them up when you don't know the word, then it'll be more familiar to you. So, but I'll also just write it out. So gai, which means to change or to correct. The left side looks like that, and then the right side is the same character as gan. And then shou is very simple. It's just two strokes. The left side is only two strokes, and then the right side is the same. So shou means to receive. And so let's go over some examples of each word. So we'll start with gan. So once again, gan, the left side has a lot of strokes, so I hope that's the easiest one to identify. So dare, gan, meaning dare, is a good translation of the word. So, but I'd also keep in mind that gan comes from the word 勇敢, which is an adjective meaning brave. So dare is a good word, but it's also having to do with if you're brave enough to do something. So our first example is the phrase 你敢. So this phrase is it's literally like you dare, but I think like I dare you is a good way to translate it. So like the context where you might use this would be like your friend is threatening you and might drop something valuable that could break, and then they're saying like, oh, if you don't do this, I'll drop it, like I'll do it. And you can say 你敢, like I dare you to drop it. So I feel like this use would be pretty common, so I had it first. The second example, I just added this word, another word, so 你敢笑. So 笑 means laugh, and then it's kind of like you dare laugh, or remember how like bravery also is related to the word, so it's like you're brave enough in this situation to laugh. And the situation I thought of is like if you're playing a sport and you have a strict coach and your coach is scolding you, and for some reason you start laughing, then your coach might say like 你敢笑, like you dare to laugh in this situation, like you're brave enough to laugh in this situation. And then the answer to that would be our third example. It's like 我敢. It's like yes, I dare to do it. We omit the verb, we can have it, but omitting it is just fine. It's like 你敢笑, like 我敢 is like, yes, I dare. Or you could say like 我敢笑. You can have the verb too. And then I decided to have like a bonus word for this, which is 胆子, which is guts or courage. So our example is 谁的胆子大? Like who has guts, who has a lot of courage. And it's the same thing as just saying like 谁敢, like who dares to do it, because you only dare to do it if you have like a lot of courage. So that's this bonus word. And I also just wanted to mention here that this word is 大, which means big, but in the English sentence, it is a lot. Like 胆子大 means a lot of courage. I think the way to think about that is you can think of 大, big, as like the degree of courage that one has. So if you didn't have a lot of courage, we would say 胆子小. So it's like big and little in terms of the degree that you have. So the next word is shou, which means to receive or to accept. It's the simple one with 2 strokes on the left side. And I would say you should have a sense of something coming towards you when you use this word, since you're accepting something. So the first phrase we have is 收看, and I would hear this phrase a lot on maybe like a TV show or like a news show or maybe like a YouTube video. So 收看 means to watch a TV show, or it could mean the noun version of it. Like many Chinese verbs also can represent a noun. So it could mean to watch a TV show or like the watching of a TV show, the noun version. And so like on a news show or something, they'll say like 谢谢你们的收看, like, which just means like thanks for watching. The second word is 收入, which means income. And so this 入 means to enter. So I'm not sure how that is related to income, but you can think of like 收 as like you're accepting the money that's coming to you, you're accepting your income. Third example is 你收美元吗? Like, do you accept dollars, as in like the currency? So you would use this when you're asking like a store, like, and you don't know what currency they accept. You can ask them 你收, and then whatever currency, like 嘛. You don't have to say 美元, which means dollars. You can say whichever currency you're asking about. But this is still like 收, it's like do you accept? And our last example, 你收到我的短信了吗? So did you get my text message, or did you receive my text message? You can think of 收到 as receive, like, so did you receive 我的短信? Did you receive my text message? Or I think just more naturally you would say, did you get my text message, or did you get my message? So our last word is gai, which means to change or to alter or to correct. So the first word is 改变, which I think is very common. And so this word, like many other Chinese words, can be used as a verb to change, or as a noun, change. So our next example, it's used as a noun. So it is 最近中国有很大的改变. So this is used as a noun. China has had a lot of change recently. So the structure of the sentence is like 最近, which is recently, the time, 中国, which is kind of the topic of the sentence, 有, which is the verb to have, 很大的 kind of acts like an adjective, and that's modifying 改变. 很大的改变, a lot of change. So this is 改变 is used as a noun here. And we also see the case again where the English is like a lot of change, but the Chinese is like 有很大的改变. So this is also like the degree of change, and that's what 大 is like kind of describing. So if there's a lot of change, you can say like 很大的改变. And if there's not much change, like you can say the opposite of 大小很小的改变. I just want to point that out since that showed up twice here. So our third example is when 改变 is used as a verb. So it's 我改变了我的想法. And 想法 is like thinking or way of thinking. So this more literally means like I changed my way of thinking. Or I think you can also just be like I changed my mind. But here 改变 is used as a verb. It's 我改变了. So that's something. And our last example is 李老师还没有改完我们的作业. So Mrs. Lee still hasn't finished grading her homework. Here you can think of it as like 改作业, as in like to correct or to grade homework, or in this sentence the verb is more 改完, which 改完作业, which I would say more means to finish grading homework. So that's these examples. So I hope when you read some Chinese, you keep these 3 words, 3 characters in mind, and hopefully through experience and encountering them a lot and searching them up to see what they mean, then it comes naturally to you for what they mean. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.